Roma, ¿cómo estás? Okay, I assume you said Danny. Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Omundson. I play Kane on the television program Supernatural. I think you may have heard of it. My first question is for you. Who's drunk? Nobody. Nobody yet. Okay, I got one drunk. Well, you guys, what is wrong with you? We're in Europe. It's Italy, for God's sakes. It's after 5. Oh, good. Actually, I like the lights. Thank you. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming to see me. It's my first time in your lovely town. And my second time in your lovely country. And that's been 20 years since I was here. So, boy, you've changed a lot, but you've gotten better looking. That's all I say. It's like you look like you've lost weight, and just, you know, the time has really been kind to you. So, hello, and anybody got any questions you want to ask? You can start here. Hi.
Hey, first I wanted to say I loved watching you act since Psych. You were awesome as Detective Lasseter. Yes, I was really hyped to see you come here, because as Kane you were just as brilliant, but...
Du bist von Deutschland.
What?
Du bist von Deutschland.
Ja.
Ja,
Super.
Super cool!
So, I just continue in English. Yeah. My question was, so how was working with the Supernatural cast different than working with the Psych cast? And what was your favorite moment with each cast?
Oh, that's a lovely question. Anybody else seen Psych? So for those of you who haven't, whatever. I was only on it for 8 years. We only did 120 episodes. Psych was an amazing, well, it could not be more different from Supernatural. Psych was a very silly comedy where I played a very clean-cut, short-haired, badass detective. But it was 8 years worth of those people, and I gotta say, there was never a bad moment between any of us. It was really sort of, we called it lightning in a bottle. It was just a perfect job. Which is very different than working on Supernatural, because we just none of us got along. I hate everyone. I'm kidding. It was very similar in that, well, I was going to say I knew all these guys. I felt very comfortable when I first came to Supernatural. John Badham directed my first episode. I worked with him on Psych before, 2 times before. Robbie Thompson wrote the episode, who was an old friend of mine. I've known Richard Speight for 30 years. We went to college together. I'm friends with Jim Beaver. I'm friends with Kurt Fuller. So I kind of knew what I was getting into. Half the crew was my Psych crew, so I felt, I mean, we shot in the same stages. I felt very, very at home going there. My favorite moment, I can't name a favorite moment on Psych, there were just too many. My favorite moment on Supernatural I have 2. Not my favorite, but the day that Jensen and I shot the fight scene in Executioner Song, was an entire day, and it was a pretty intense, actually very, very intense day, and I just liked the guy so much. I was so happy to be back and get to work with him, and plus I think the day before I'd finally got to work with Misha, I'd finally got to work with Jared. I never even met Jared the first episode I was there. I don't think I'd ever met Misha either. So that was great. But there was a moment when I first came back for episode 2, the scene in the prison where I'm walking down the hallway, being very spooky, very scary, walking down the hallway, shutting my boots. And I get halfway down the hallway and I hear a song from Gallivant. And it took me, so I was like, what the, am I having a stroke? What is going on? And then I realized that they were fucking with me. And so then it was my opening song from the pilot. So then I got halfway down, the camera's back here, I'm walking away from the camera. So then I, spun, sort of did it, and then sang the song back to the camera and did a little dance. That was which was so sweet that it was just like, it was a little nod from them going, hey, we saw your show, I like it. So that was my favorite moment, I think.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Danke schön. Wir sind Hello. First of all, love the dress.
Thank you.
Fantastic. The makeup is so good. I can't remember. It's like I was just in Germany last week, and I speak like a little German.
Du kannst gern Deutsch mit mir sprechen.
Entschuldigen Sie was? Oh. Ist keine Deutsch. Ist Schweigenschule. Ist sehr schlecht. But English bitte.
I just said that you could speak German to me.
I literally just said all the German I know. That is it. I can kind of impress for about 6 seconds. Like, oh, sprechen Sie Deutsch? And like, nah, it's not just what can I say to you, my friend?
So 8 years of Psych, where you were wearing the sharp suits and a very, very sharp haircut, and now Kane and Gallivan. Which haircut do you prefer?
For this one.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's funny you should mention the haircuts for Psych, because out of all the characters on that show, he was the most rigid, and he should not have changed his haircut ever. And I changed my haircut every year. It was sort of long, it was floppy, it was high, and like shaved on the sides and long, and shaved my whole head at one time, which made absolutely no sense for the character, but I would get really bored. So that's when I started doing that. And like the beard, I would always grow a beard once we went on hiatus, once we went on break. I would grow a beard, and I worked on a show. You seen Jericho? Yeah. Okay, so I worked with Richard on Jericho. So we just squeal. What? Nuts, yes. You know what I'm talking about. So I grew the beard, and then Gallivan came along. And I used to look like this. Ask Richard. Richard will say, this is the Tim he went to college with, because this is what I looked like for years and years. And I got tired playing Jesus and drug dealers. And literally, that's what I played Jesus 3 times. Or John the Baptist, or some version of it. And I wanted to be the guy in the suit. And boy, I was the guy in the suit for years and years and years. But I prefer this sort of look. And then when Gallivan came, I just kept growing my beard and kept growing the hair in between season 1 and 2. And now Gallivan is probably no more, so I know. Who saw Gallivan? Thank you very much. Thank you for watching it. Who watched it legally? But you know what? I don't care. They're not paying me anymore, so take it. I want everybody to see it. Yeah, so now I've got to figure, what'd you get? My God, you just changed. Oh, there you are. So now the next look is going to depend on how much someone pays me to cut it off. So, thank you for your question.
Short question. So when you shot Pierce Lassie, where you had this psycho killer outfit, was that your own hair? Because you were really fuzzy and beardy.
Oh no, that was all a wig. That was a wig, and that was a wig and fake beard. Yeah. For the crazy guy in the mirror? Yeah, no, that was all. That was all wig. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. First of all, it's lovely to see you. You are actually one of my guests up there that I wanted to come to JIB. I've been here for 5 years, and I've always wanted for you to come so that I can come see you here. So welcome to JIB. Thank you very much for being here.
What part of the British Isles are you from?
I'm just from north of London.
Okay, like Watfordy, or someone's from Watford, right?
Yeah, actually, exactly.
Okay. Are you from Watford?
I am.
Are you really?
Yes.
How did I pull Watford? I know Watford because Vinnie Jones,
Yeah.
who played Gareth. I stayed with him a couple of times in Watford. You know, he's obviously he's a Watford boy.
I do, yes.
So
Oh my gosh.
I've had lovely days in Watford.
Really?
I went to the Hornets. What's the Bees? The football team.
Yeah, Watford.
Yeah, the Watford Hornets.
The
right?
Hornets, yeah. Ridge Road.
I went to a football match with Vinny. So it's like we're old friends.
Awesome.
What can I answer your question?
Okay, well, I was going to ask if Kane hadn't been killed off and... Or, exactly.
Not.
Or not, because never say never on Supernatural, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Let me step right there. Did you see the body? Anyway, if Kane hadn't been killed off, yes.
How do you react to everything that's going on with the darkness? Would he be on her side, or would he join forces with Dean and Sam and Lucifer and Crowley and everyone, basically?
By that time, where we last saw him before he may or may not have been slaughtered, he was pretty far gone. I don't think he was coming back to the light from the point he went to. So my answer is A, I don't know. B, dark side, much like Skywalker. Yeah.
Kane and Amara.
Yeah.
Kane and Amara. Join forces.
Well, what I pitched to Robbie Thompson a few months ago was that Kane ends up in hell, and he and Rowena start shacking up. I think it would drive Crowley insane, and Ruthie is an amazing actress and just a lovely human being, and I would really like to work with Ruthie. So, if I ever came back, that was my pitch. So, but you can write in your own. Doesn't matter.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
Cheers. Bye.
Give Watford my love.
Cheers.
Hello, hi. We just want to tell you one word: unicorn.
Yeah, but then Richard got to have how do you know there's a real unicorn?
Easy. Unicorns are drawn to children and those who are pure of body.
What does that mean, pure of body?
Those who have never been with a lady.
Oh, this is obviously a fake unicorn because and with plenty of... Do you ever even care?
And with betrayal and with heartache, I am a king, for God's sakes. I am a king. I will make you into a lunagon.
An amazing example of what that show was. So in those three scenes you saw just absolute silly, goofy, funny to that was one of the just fucking crying in that scene. Like it was really emotional to do, and it was a breaking point for that character. That's why I loved that job. I know that's not a Galvin convention, but that's why I love that job so much, because those writers, I mean, I got to go from like where he went from the beginning of the series to the guy who says at the end, I'm spoiling it, I have a dragon. It's unbelievable. So that's a perfect example. By the way, unicorns, not as easy to work with as you think, because try not getting poked in the eye when you're like supposed to nuzzle with this thing, and he's like, constantly like, oh, Jesus. So, thank you.
I think, I don't know if you saw yesterday on Twitter, Karen David asked me to ask you, to tell everybody at the convention to actually sign the petition and maybe speak about the petition, what's going on, what's happening.
So, as you know, our show has been canceled by the brilliant minds at ABC, and we're trying to find another home for it, whether it be Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or something like that. So there's an online petition right now that you can sign. I think we've got over 10,000 signatures right now. There's a hashtag of More Gallivant. If you want to go on the Twitter, and I'm at Omundson, it's rather easy to find. You can look for it there, and it'd be amazing, yeah. I did a little video for Karen and the thing this morning. You know, just an example of who loved the show. I got a tweet the other day from Luke fucking Skywalker.
Yes.
Mark Hamill. And this morning, David Prost, who was the original Darth Vader, was tweeting me. It's like, unbelievable who watches this show. I squealed like a 7-year-old girl at Christmas. And I said, I'd come in from, I think it was in Germany, and came in for a night with the fellas. I might have been drinking. And, you know, it's obviously the time difference, and I'm looking through my Twitter going, what the fuck?
I saw this tweet, and I wrote him to like post the petition, and he answered my tweet.
Oh, was that you?
It was me.
Oh, come here. That's amazing. So she brought Luke Skywalker into my life. Thank you. Good job. How you doing? So.
I just want to say that I'm really happy to finally see you here, because I've been following you since Psych and then Gallivant and now Supernatural, and I'm just so happy to finally see you with my own eyes.
That's very kind.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
So my question is, if you could put any characters from Psych or Gallivant into the Supernatural world, what would you put and why?
I'd actually like to see Lassiter in Supernatural. I'd like to see Sam and Dean come into Santa Barbara Police Station and try and solve, you know.
Maybe working with Sean.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That would drive Lassiter out of his mind. And characters in Gallivant, I would love to see Gareth in Supernatural, because he would just pull out his sword and kill everyone, which kind of happens on this show. So I think he'd be great at killing demons, because that's what he. But thank you for your kind words about having me.
Thank you so much.
Happy to be here. Cheers. Thank you. Hello.
Hi. Like so many have already said, I'm really happy that you're here, because I've been watching you for many years in Psych, and I was Team Lassie the whole time.
Right on.
Not Team Sean, not Team Gus, but Team Lassie. I was like, yes, Lassie. So anyway, my question was, how was it to transition from Lassie, who was fairly square as a character, then going from Kane and then King Richard, who was, well, they were 3 completely different characters.
Well, I'm just a really good actor. No, that's a perfect example of why I got into this business. I am so blessed and so incredibly fortunate to have had the different kinds of roles that I had, and I've had a very varied career, which many actors don't get. And to be able to go, well, that's like one of the reasons I would grow the beard on hiatus, because I like playing bad guys, and guys with beards tend to play bad guys. So I would sort of grow that beard in hopes of getting a part like that. And then when Kane came along, it wasn't that difficult, because it sounds like I'm pandering, but the writing was so good, and I know Robbie. I've known Robbie for a long time, so we were able to go to breakfast and I was able to find out exactly what he wanted from the character. So from the get-go, we were all on the same page. And then Gallivan came along, and it required a skill set that I hadn't used in years and years, but somewhere it was in me. I grew up watching Monty Python. Sorry, Python, as the Brits say. So I was just sort of, it was the job I'd been waiting for my whole career. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. I have no idea. It could be a comedy, it could be something dark. We'll find out what the acting gods have in store. But thank you.
Okay, thank you, and I think on behalf of the whole fans, welcome to the JIB family. We're happy to have you here.
I shall try not to disappoint you myself. Yes, hello?
Hi! Hi! It's less of a question, and I just wanted to say thank you for Psych. It's my favorite show, and it's my comfort blanket.
Where are you from?
Atlanta.
Goddamn welcome, sweetheart! Good to see you!
Thanks. And I was just really excited when I saw that you were going to be a guest here.
Thank you very much. I'm excited as hell to be here. You know, I've been crashing supernatural conventions since long before I was on the show. I was. Richard would be doing a show in Vancouver, and I'd be working on Psych, and they'd be doing karaoke, and he'd say, come on down and sing. So I think I've probably crashed at least 4 karaoke sessions years before I was on the show. And I was sort of on this circuit. I used to do conventions. I was on a show called Xena a long time ago. Couple hours for Xena. So I was I knew what I was getting into by doing conventions, and I made some tremendous friendships on that one with people I never worked with. And the same is for this. I mean, yeah, I do these for twofold. It's amazing to meet you guys and to just, you know, let people know, just to hear how your work affects people, because, you know, you never know. Theater is one thing, but it's really amazing to have someone, you know, tell you they like your work and what it meant. It's an incredible thing. And the other reason is I love the people on the circuit. I love these guys, and you kind of have to be able to, you have to get along traveling the way we do. And it is, I call it this carnival. We're just a bunch of carnies and circus performers on this traveling circus, and I just love them, and we have the best time. So it's sort of a no-brainer when you get offered one of these things, like, oh, do you want to come meet some amazing people and have them tell you that they like your work? I mean, not one time has somebody come up and said, yeah, your kind of sucked. So, you know, that's kind of nice. That's a nice ego boost. And then it's like, oh, and get to go drink with your friends and have some nice meals. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you. Safe trip home. Am I taking too long answering? I want to make sure everybody gets... Okay, I'll be faster and stop nonsense. Yes?
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
So I wanted to ask you, if you could play another role on Supernatural or any other show, what role would you like best?
Or on any other show?
Yes. Any other show you watch or host?
It's tough because everyone... I can't imagine anybody else in these roles on Supernatural. You know,
Maybe you'd like to play Charlie, even though...
Yeah, no, because I really think like once an actor gets it, it really becomes theirs. I always wanted to be on Justified. I never got on that show. It was a great show with Tim Oliphant. Don Draper is one of my favorite characters from Mad Men. I would have loved to have been on that show, but everyone was so good. It's like, John Hamm's amazing. So it's not like I could say, oh, I want to play Don Draper. It's like, no, John Hamm's Don Draper.
Well, you couldn't because you're an amazing actor, though.
Oh, that's very sweet. So thank you very much. So I don't. No, certainly there's lots of shows that I would like to be on, but there's not any other roles I'd really like to take.
Okay.
But thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Ciao. Hello.
Test. Okay, first of all, I'm sorry that Tamil keeps autographing on your face and hair all the time.
Okay, when I said I really like the guys, you know it's his birthday, right? Okay.
Anyways, the second thing, my actual question is that I actually had to Google who you are because I don't have TV and I just started watching Superman.
I'm not offended. That's okay.
And I actually saw that you were on quite many Star Wars games as a voice actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, which leads to the question that I don't know how it goes. That do you find does your manager tell you that you go and find that there's this game you can be on?
You know, it's like any other job. I have a voiceover agent and I auditioned for it and got the job.
Okay.
I got in with LucasArts a long time ago. Like I think 10 years ago I started doing it. And so there's a couple of guys there who just keep hiring me for that company.
So did you actually have some kind of expectations that what you were going to be? I mean, you were so many times just a general stormtrooper or something.
Oh, no, you just, honestly, you just go in and like, I don't even, half the time I show up, I don't even know what I'm going to play. Other than Eric Jorgen with Knights of the Old Republic. That's the show I'm on, right? Knights of the Old Republic? I swear to God, there's somebody, not to sound like a jerk, but I can't. Pay attention. The coolest day, though, one of the very first jobs, was when I went in and, you know, Stormtrooper number 4, which is a lot of like, literally, you'll do 10 minutes of dying noises. I'm not kidding. It's the hardest work. It's the hardest money I've ever made. But I do whatever the lines were that they prepared. And then they said, okay, do you want to take a shot at the 64-ounce steak? And nobody's been able to finish. I'm like, sure, what's that? He goes, you want to try Obi-Wan? And I'm like, yeah, I want to try Obi-Wan. So when I was a kid, I was sick all the time, and I had the long-playing record of Star Wars. So I have that entire first movie is just memorized. It's on my hard drive. I know every inflection. I know all the actors. And I used to do a pretty good Alec Guinness. So
the most wretched heart of scum.
Most wretched heart of scum and village. So your father's legacy. Your father wants you to have it when you're old enough. Yeah, I wouldn't have if you follow some damn fool idea like your father did. Anyway, but I got the damn job, and I was like, I'm an Obi-Wan, and they never hired me for it again. But it's on my resume. You're never going to take that away from me. So is that too aggressive? So thank you very much.
Hello. So the other actors are trying to get a beard during the Yahtzees. Are they getting jealous of your king beard? Which is the most magnificent.
Well, first of all, they're adorable. They're adorable for trying. That's not true. Those men grow damn good beards. We all know Richard Spade's beard. Richard, out of all the casts I've worked with, this group of men and some women grow the best beards I have seen. I saw Jared yesterday, and he's got a beautiful 3 weeks coming in. He's like, oh, it's getting a little, I think I'm like, no, do not touch that beard. Like, it's lovely. Of course they're jealous of the king's beard, because why wouldn't they be? This is awesome. It's funny, I watched that, oh, Jesus. I watched that clip, and when I showed up for season 2, obviously my hair was much longer, and I just kept growing it up. Because he'd been on a ship for 5 months. And plus, I just didn't want to get a haircut. I didn't want to trim my beard. And my wife hated it. Because I looked like a hobo. I looked like a crazy person. And she said, please, can you just trim it? I'm like, no, this is for work. I can't. And then I said to our producers when I showed up, like, can we do this? Like, is this cool? Because very often in TV, they just want you to look exactly the same every week. You can never change. And our show was awesome, so they let me do whatever I want. Like, no, and slowly over the course of season 2, I get a little bit of a haircut. We clean it up a little bit. And if you watch the show, I go from being an absolute hermit-looking insane person to a little more coiffed. But I saw those first couple episodes, like, Jesus Christ, that's what it looked like? Like, it was insane. No wonder my wife hated it. It was crazy. And I was working on some stuff a few weeks ago, and they asked me to trim it up a little bit, and I was like, okay. So I said, I don't know what the question was, something about how awesome my beard is. Thank you.
Hi. I love your work both on Supernatural and Gallivant. So I was wondering if Kane and Demon Dean sang a duet on Gallivant style, what would it be about?
Hey. What would it be?
Well, Gallivant style, it'd have to be
Stab him in the eye with a crossbow.
Well, it'd have to be like, well, yeah, I mean, if they were actually going to sing a song from Gallivant, it could be that one. But if they were going to do a show tune, oh, what would sing it would be? Just Me and My Shadow. That's what it'd be. Just Me and My Shadow. I would like to see them doing that. There's your answer.
That's great, thank you.
I have no idea what that means. Thank you. And there's nobody else. Is it over there? You understanding of the core? Okay. Fine, I like this every minute. That's for you guys, I like.
Hi. First of all, I want to tell you, you look gorgeous in person.
I know, right?
My question is about Gallivant.
First of all, where are you from?
Sicily, Italy.
Oh, I thought you knew Michelle. No. So your question.
Some of my friends and I noticed some tension, as in homoerotic tension between Gareth and Richard, and we wanted to know if it was done on purpose or if not, and if you think it's fair.
Okay, I believe you're misguided.
Am I?
No, actually you are in that, and I would say if you were correct, I would say no. It was not homoerotic at all. It was absolute fraternal love. They loved each other. I mean, they were best friends from. When you got to see that flashback where you first see Richard as a little boy in season 1, and. You know, I'm named the king, I'm like 12 years old, and then they say Gareth, he's like, oi! It's like, you should be, I shall be you protected for the rest of your life, my king. And it was really the last episode of season 1 where I just so loved what the relationship was. There's a lullaby, if you haven't seen it, there's a lullaby that I sing because he's broken my heart.
Exactly. Like during season 1, I think it could be fraternal or like friendly, but during season 2, it was so like homoerotic to us. We all thought that.
With Gareth?
Yeah.
Gareth? You sound like going back into King Richard.
And then the unicorn. We actually thought you were going to come out as gay because of the unicorns and Gareth and all of that.
Oh no, but he was, again, that's the difference between someone being virginal and innocent. Just because they're innocent and sweet and unspoiled by the anger of the world, even though he killed people, versus you know, that softness meaning he's gay. No, not at all. Unfortunately, we didn't really work together a lot. I don't think I work with him at all.
Did you watch the show when it was finished, like edited and all?
Oh god, yeah.
Okay.
I don't even think I worked with Vinny. No, I didn't work with Vinny until we're in Morocco at the very end. Right? Because I was off on another thing. So season 2.
It was like, yeah, but you really missed him, and he really missed you, and it was like he was trying to replace you with Madalena, but he couldn't.
Oh no, he wasn't trying to replace me with Madalena.
Well, okay.
He liked Madalena. Have you seen Mallory Jensen? Who wouldn't like Madalena? No, it's early on because it just shows how lost Richard was. Like, he had nothing. His best friend in the world had turned on him, and it wasn't that his boyfriend turned on him, it was just his best friend. But truly, that lullaby. And by the way, Vinnie Jones, you all know who Vinnie Jones is, right?
Yes.
Who doesn't know who Vinnie Jones is?
He's a terrible footballer.
All right, we're not going to get into that. He was certainly a dirty footballer. But Vinnie Jones is a hell of an actor. Like, the work he did, season 2, was absolutely gorgeous. And it was romantic, and it was sensitive, and it was funny. And he would be like, oh, fuck off, Tim, I'm not. Like, I've told him, like, something happened season 1 and 2. He blew my socks off. He was so amazing. So, there's a Vinnie Jones for you.
Thank you.
Cheers. I did that with my mind.
First of all, I want to thank you to be here. I love Kane, and King Richard is one of my favorite characters ever, so I'm really happy to have the chance to see you in person.
One of my favorite characters ever too, so thank you.
I was wondering if, in your opinion, the relationship between Kane and Mara could have been the same as the one between Dean and Mara. You know, that kind of attraction, but trying to resist.
I don't know. I don't know. And it's, you know, it's tough for me to really foretell what characters would do. I mean, that really is, I only did 2 episodes of the guy. I mean, I had certainly, you know, I had a big part in creating and who he became, but ultimately that came down to Robbie